Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing the long-awaited full story on how I got my car stolen. I haven't been giving too much details because I wanted to do a full walkthrough of it from then to now, so there's a lot. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I post longer videos and shorts and everything, and if you're here from TikTok, welcome. But anyways, I cannot be having a long intro because I need so much time to talk. To start the story, I'm going to set the stage of kind of what we were doing, and it was winter formal, and we had been running a little late. Dinner went a little late, so we went late, and it was so boring, so we left. I get a call from my friend, and she's like, hey, come to the hotel. We just came here, we missed y'all, so come say hi and hang out with us. The hotel was 2 minutes away from the ballroom, and it was where we had eaten at the restaurant, and it has a bunch of shops and stuff. So we were yeah, let's go hang out. What else do we have to do? So we're driving there, and I see this really pretty, beautiful gazebo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let's finish our TikTok transition there. So I park on the side of the road, and in the car I'm like, do I just leave my car running? We're gonna be there for 30 seconds and then we're gonna be right back. So there's kind of no point in doing all the steps to lock my car and everything, because we're literally gonna be right next to it, 30 feet away from it, and we're gonna be out for 30 seconds. Now that I think about it, I probably should have, but knowing that I didn't know what was gonna happen, I feel like it wasn't that dumb of a decision. Literally everyone does it all the time, and I just got really unlucky. We are there for about 30 seconds. It was literally a 5-second video. We filmed it twice, we redid it one time, changed the lighting. Our back was facing away from the car. I actually posted the second take on TikTok because my car is in the back of the TikTok and stuff, so it's kind of crazy. So we're 50 feet away from the car, and I hear this screeching noise, and I turn around and I'm like, oh my gosh, my car's falling into neutral and it's backing up and rolling down the hill. But then I see it speed off, and I'm like, yeah, that's not neutral. It takes a second to sink in. I'm like, oh my gosh, my friends are pulling a prank on me. And then I look to myself and I'm like, no, they're not pulling a prank on me. I start just breaking down. I call my mom, and my boyfriend calls the cops, and they're like, where are you and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know what it's called and stuff, because we were literally in such a secluded area with nobody. Cars were passing by, but there was it wasn't a heavily populated area. Literally everything was in my car too. My purse, Colton, my boyfriend's baseball stuff, my keys, my license, my insurance, literally my whole life was in there. That everything that I needed that was my identity was stolen. It is so scary to be standing alone in the dark after your car had just gotten stolen. They're likely armed, and you're just standing there alone with nothing but your phone and your boyfriend. So yeah. The cops and my parents pull up at about the same time, and literally my mom gets out of the car, leaves her keys in her car with the car running. I'm like, Mom, what have we learned? But I talk to the police. I'm literally cannot control myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am such an idiot. I'm so stupid. What was the point? This could have been so easily prevented. I was just sitting there and blaming myself. After we got the police report filed, there was nothing we could really physically do besides my dad stayed out all night just calling the Sirius XM people, or for my car it's Uconnect. So he called them, and he got a tracker on my car, which it led to a apartment complex. My dad was literally racing there just to get there so nothing further could happen to my car, and he pulled up literally at the same time that the cop did. So on the way there, I'm literally just pleading, please don't take my stuff. Please don't take my stuff. Please don't take my stuff. And I had a spare key, and I knew that they had definitely taken my keys, so I wasn't really worried about not being able to, drive it home. But I was just, really scared of, them taking everything out of my car. So we get there, and you can guess it, my car completely ransacked. Actually, they just opened my glove box, threw everything around, took all of the valuable stuff the baseball bats and the $500 Marc Jacobs purse, and just random things. They took my air freshener and all that stuff, stupid stuff, and it was just completely trashed. The seats were all messed up and everything, and they had eaten my sundae that I had just gotten out of my cup holder. Disgusting. It was clear that they weren't looking for my car. They were really just looking for a robbery, which they succeeded, but they dropped it in a tow zone. It wasn't like their apartment or anything. That would be very stupid of them, but that would have been the most ideal case. So since my car is stolen now, I know that my card is stolen and everything, so I leave about $5 on my card, which was very smart on my mom's part because they used it and we tracked it. This was very smart because they used it at a vape shop. We got the camera footage from the shop and it shows them using my card, wearing my sweatshirt, wearing my pants, and having like my stuff, which was so violating and disgusting. We pretty much had the suspects identified unless they handed off my card to somebody else, but I highly doubt it because it was across the street and it was like 10 minutes later, so I don't know how it can make sense that it wasn't them that stole my car, so we were sure. So the next day, my dad goes to the vape shop, talks to the owner, or the owner or the manager, I don't really remember what the heck. I think it was the manager, and my dad showed them the picture, and they're like, hey, like, these people came in last night, and they're like, yeah, and he's like, they stole my daughter's car, we think, and they used my daughter's card, and they're like, oh yeah, like, they gave him the name of one of the guys. They didn't know the other guy, but the one guy was a local, so they knew him, and we figured out where he works and where he lives and everything, which was props to my dad, because he turned his little detective on, and he basically just, like, solved this whole thing. At this point, we hadn't had, like, a detective on the case yet, so my dad was just trying to get all of the information that he could before it kind of dies down. So my dad kind of like brings it to the detective once there's actually a detective on the case, and he's like, thank you so much, like, this is getting pushed to the top, like, you actually gave us information, this is great. And so like it got the investigation pushed up a lot further. So once they start investigating, basically me and my boyfriend are at Sonic and we get a call from the detective. So we answer it and he's like, hey, so today we have had like 4 car chases from a auto theft ring, and we have found a drug house and there is a bunch of stolen stuff in there. So I'm guessing that your people have been connected to this little house and this little auto theft ring. So if your stuff is in there, you probably don't want it back because it is absolutely disgusting. But just to let you know, we are making like a head on this case. And that was so good to hear because finally we were going to like get closure and all that stuff, and we were going to be able to like prove that our stuff was stolen so we can get our insurance claims, which our insurance was really good about this and they were really willing to like give claims and stuff. So that's a very good thing. But also it was just like makes us happy that it's finally going to be solved. The people that stole my car ultimately just probably thought that I was just going to write it off, get the money back for my stuff, and leave them alone, but that is exactly what my family would never do, and we got our justice, and hopefully justice will be served to that person soon once they can find him. Another key detail is that they have a warrant out, I think, for his arrest right now for an unrelated cause because he was linked to a shooting, and so that's going to be great once they figure out everything else that he has done because justice will be served for us. Basically, moral of the story, don't leave your car running with the keys in it because if you're in a big town, you're probably going to get your car stolen exactly like I did and have to go through this whole process and put people to justice. This whole process was just a big learning experience, especially because when this happened, I was 1 week into getting my license, which is absolutely insane thing to go through after you had just started driving. It was very scary for me to drive after that. I would make my mom go with me to that mall for a while, and I've finally been getting better with it, but it's just a lot to take in, and if you've never had anything happen like that to you, just know it is truly so scary and something that you should never have to go through. But that is it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I can gladly answer them because there's probably a lot of questions that y'all have, but I will give an update once this person is brought to justice. Bye guys, make sure to like and subscribe for more content.